Hello. Hi, chat. Hello. Hi, chat. So, chat. Today, I'll be playing Sumber, and there's no one here right now. Actually, no, there's one person. Hi. Hi, Jamma. Thanks for coming. Uh... Nice. So we are going to be playing through Sumber. Next room of it, at least. We're on S squared, Summer squared, whatever you want to call it. I guess we'll see how it goes, and see how laggy this stream actually is for y'all. Hopefully it works pretty well. Yeah, this stream will probably just be a lot of me dying. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. I'm looking at the VOD here. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that looks fine. It's dropping a few frames, but it's still seeable. How do I change the title? Video and stream share. How to change title to stream. I don't know why that strat works, but it does. That actually could have made it, I think. But I have noticed that the stream is like 5 seconds behind what I'm actually doing. So if you hear me say like something, just like wait 5 seconds and you'll know what I was talking about. I don't know why that never works. Those bumpers at the end that I just died to. I feel like I'm doing the inputs right, but it just sometimes decides that it doesn't want to hit me in the right direction. That last one. That time I just missed a dash, but it was still off the line, even though I'm pretty sure I did buffer the up dash, and all the other ones that I had to. Is like the timing you do the other ones actually matter? I don't know. Ooh, light spike. Oh, never mind, it's better now. Not good, yeah, it's too high. It's amazing how specific some of these inputs have to be. Like we have to hit the, you don't just have to do the button jumps, you have to have speed as you do the button jumps so that you make it far enough. Yeah, you have to hit this bumper relatively low and then demo the next one, otherwise it just doesn't work. Like, there's some bits here that do look hard, but there's other bits that don't seem difficult, but still are. Like that seems like a regular bunny hop, but it's a bit harder because it's specifically tight, and the ultra are supposed to be hard, and you have to time it. Like you have to wait on that platform for a bit, and then go. What are these just way harder than it actually seems? And it seems pretty hard. I was planning on doing a bit of save state practice in the later half, but based on the fact that it's already a little bit laggy, I probably won't. I mean, I'll be fine, I'll flip the ending, surely. There's like a thing I can do. down enough. So that you have to wait for the cycle to start. It's nice that they make it like if you just go as soon as you respawn, it always works. But it doesn't mean that if you go do something like pause for a bit, you have to either wait for the cycle or just like retry to get a good one. I mean, it's better than putting a random cyclist at the end of the room, which forced a certain speed. So I'm glad they didn't do that. Yo. What was that? That was a terrible Tetris attempt. At least I got a Tetris attempt. I see that as an absolute win. Let me up my marker. Have a little sticky note next to my computer. I keep track of how many deaths I have to certain segments. That's my 4th Tetris death. And I have 1 attempt that made it past Tetris. I should find a way to put that on the stream. Like I know a few other YouTubers do that, where they have the how many attempts they've got to the ending up there on the side just in text. Maybe if once I shoot done a few streams, I might actually try doing that. See how well that goes. That was kind of close. Need to hold left for a little bit longer. That was actually savable. That nearly worked. I thought I was just dead to the spikes, but apparently you can just hold the other direction and you can live. I just wasn't expecting it. Why did I fail that so early again? It's not that hard. I mean, it's very hard. Like, it's not that hard. And I'm not complaining, at least I'm getting attempts to that section. What was that? That was an interesting attempt. That actually might have made it. Go stop redirecting that. Because I need to boost it, but it doesn't mean I need to press right that early. I press it a bit later. Will I clear this one in 10 hours? I'm actually not sure. I might. My longest clear ever, for now, is Grandma's Heartside the combo flag 7, and that took me 10.5 hours. Technically, this is harder. This is a harder room. I'm not sure if it will actually take me longer though, because I am better at the game now than I was when I played that, and I got cosmically unlucky. So there's a chance this doesn't take as long, but there is also a chance it takes a decent amount longer. Oh, that was so savable. I just threw. I was completely fine there. I just thought I wasn't. Bruh. Okay, that looks good. It's annoying when you don't get it centered on that bumper hit, because it's still savable, it's just really weird and precise, and I haven't practiced it like ever. Why do I keep dying to the same one? That's my third death to Tetris today. And they've all been to that exact input. I think I'm just going too slow. That was too low, yeah. Should have done a full jump. I feel like a full jump would have been too high. That's right, it's just hard to set up sometimes. I still think it's better than intended, but I don't know. Can I do this? Does this work better? Probably. There's no reason for me to not be on this scene. What? How? That looks so centered. Bruh. So I can tell consistency is definitely getting better. Like, I mean, I made it there, it's been, like, what, less than half an hour, and I've already made it to Tetris 3 times, and to the smuggle, or like, to hitting that bumper before, at least another 3 or 4 times, so... That's good. Hopefully I get even more consistency soon. What was that? That was actually terrible. That's it, I'm going for some save state practice. I do not care how laggy it gets. I think I should probably practice the Tetris section a bit, or I keep dying to the second input. I'm gonna get to... oops, never mind. So let me get to a good area through, then I'll put a state. That was funny. There we go. That took a bit. No way I got there on this attempt. Oh, come on. Why is it so incredibly free now? I mean, the Dream Hyper still sucks, but like... seriously, 3 times in a row? Why can't I do this normally? And what, did I just not activate the bottom one of that? I did not know that was possible. That was close. There we go. So that's how you do that bit. And that's not how you do that bit. See what I mean? It's literally easy. And that's the room. That's literally Tetris to end. That's all I have to do. Okay, that's good enough. I'll save and quit to get rid of the lag. I mean, even though I did just get... oh wait, hold on. That's fine. I'm fine with that. That's pretty good. A second to try for. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, no, I got this. I got this. Surely I got this. I mean, literally a minute, less than a minute in, I get an attempt to Dream Hyper. I've got to be close. And that's already another attempt at Tetris that immediately dies because I wasn't paying attention. I'm actually getting way more consistent at the beginning of this. I could genuinely beat it pretty soon. Like, in terms of fluking the rest of it is definitely possible. Like, the Dream Hyper is the last really hard input. Like, then just like a Dream double jump, a couple of ultras, an ultra in the other direction, a few ungrabs, and then like 3 up dashes. I haven't died to the last smuggle like 6 times in practice, so I might die to that. Like, apart from that, the rest of the room isn't hard once I pass the Dream Hyper. So a fluke from here would be a fluke, but it wouldn't be that unrealistic. So what if I just like... never mind. So what if I just beat the map right here? Never mind. I was close though. So what if I just beat it right here? That was actually so close. I think that counts as a PB, because that was better timing than the other Dream Hypers. Yeah, no, it was pretty close, yeah. Surely I get it soon. Surely I get it within the next 3 hours. Sub 10 is possible. And then after that I'll have beaten the whole map. This is the last room, right? Surely there isn't going to be like another ultra hard room or anything, like a room that's like just got 4 rooms smashed into one. Like that would just like that wouldn't be a kind of thing the mapper would do, right? Yeah, surely. Surely. Again, just a little bit too late. I like looking at stats and stuff. I currently have a 33% pass rate of Tetris. Out of 12 attempts that have made it there, yeah, 12, I beat it 4 times, and failed 8 times. So 1 in 3 pass rate. And then I have a 0% pass rate of the Dream Hyper, because I just died there 4 times. Oh, that was close. Let's actually check a thing. was close. Oh yeah, we have another viewer. Hi. I saw the number go up to 2. Welcome to the stream. Notice we're playing this really hard room. It's hard, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, we've made it pretty close to the end a few times. Surely I beat it soon, right? Ooh, that was actually that was a good attempt. Nearly made to the end of Tetris there. Yeah. This is actually going surprisingly well so far. Like, I'm doing better than I thought I would on this stream. I was expecting it to just make the game, like, laggy and not very playable, but it's completely fine, actually. How is it on your end? Give me a sec, I'll just test a thing. Not what I meant to do. Hold on. I don't need that. I do need this. I do not need that. Okay. That should be better. Okay, back into it. It was a first try, but what I meant was second try, let's just beat the whole room. And third try, we got this. I obviously meant fourth try, I don't know, fourth time's the charm. You know, none of this counts. Only the first attempt, like, actually makes it far. And by far I mean, like, to the end of the level. The first attempt that makes it to the end will be, like, my first try. And the one that I actually beat it on. Because I've already beaten it. What am I yapping about? I don't even know anymore. You'll ever do that where you just start yapping and you just don't even know where it goes? I need to get better at, like, talking. It's hard. That looks good. Nice. Well, that was terrible. That was like one of the greatest throws in the history of throwing. Some generational throwing right there. Absolutely monumental throwing. It was a colossal throw. I'm running out of words to describe how much I just threw there. That was terrible. I feel like the first dash there's the hardest, because after that you get into the rhythm of it. It's getting into the rhythm that's hard. Maybe I just suck. That's a definite possibility. Yep. Savable. Never mind. I will say this is a really fun map. Like, it's very hard, but it's also so much fun. Like, I also played Dejection a while ago, at least checkpoint 1 of it, but I gave up halfway through because it was hard, but it also just wasn't as fun. Like, a lot of the gameplay just didn't feel that good and was just annoying to beat. This is probably, well, this room at least is harder than anything I beat there, but I'm having so much more fun doing it. This is such a cool map. What was that? I'm not even going to count that as a Tetris attempt, because I didn't even... I mean, I guess I did make it there. I'll count it. Number go up, me happy. That definitely counts. Oops. That's a bit too high. Never mind, it's completely fine. I still died, but it wasn't too high. I feel like I've been lower than that and still made it. Or like, been lower than that and then died. I don't get how this bumper hit works. Like, at all. Rip. That's the wrong way. If I put my hand one key to the side, I use IJKL for my controls, for my movement. I actually put my hand a bit across, so when I was holding down right normally, instead it was down left. So I just gulched it the wrong way. That was... how did that not work? That felt like good timing. Like that went with my visual cue. Just had to be a little bit earlier. That's bad, isn't it? Yeah, no. That was savable, but it was really hard. Doing neutralless Theo neutrals with no stamina, it actually does make a difference, because when you have stamina that low, you can't pick up Theo unless you're holding no directions. So I would need to not hold back in until I pick up. That just seems really hard to do. That's too low. That was incredibly too low. give me one good attempt to the Dream Hyper. Surely I won't miss it a 6th time. And then I will fluke the rest of the room from there. Because that is a thing that I can in fact do. That was actually possibly savable if I just did a few better neutrals. Nope. Come on. That was so close. That deserved to make it. Hit 2 in a row to just before that. Because if it was, that's pretty cool. That's like actually really good for consistency. It's about to be 3. 3 in a row to the bumper just before the weird bumper. I mean, that is the weird bumper. Yeah, so close. I had to hold the right a bit more. Nope. I was just saying I'm getting relatively consistent, but I haven't made it back there in a while now. Playing for about an hour, but I've still gotten, like, this is a pretty good run so far. Run as in just like the in general run, not like this one specific run. But, you know, went pretty well. 5 attempts down to the driver, and I believe it was like 11 to Tetris. which is not bad. I will probably end stream soon, it's been about an hour. I might stream again a bit more later today if I'm bothered. For now, once I hit 20 hours on Summer in total, I'll probably quit. And quit out for now. So close. That should have been another attempt to Driver. I got past the actually hard bit of Tetris and died to the ending. It sucks. Oh well, let's go again. How did I throw that so monumentally hard? Like I threw, but then I saved it. So what do? I go and throw again immediately. It's gotten to the point where I can do the beginning of this room pretty much on autopilot. I still die a lot, but I mean there have been times in this stream when I've just been talking, and then all of a sudden I'm up to the bumpers in the middle, and I have no clue how I got there. I have no memory of actually performing the right inputs. Even now, it's literally all muscle memory here. Like, I am not actively thinking dash, jump, ultra. I'm just thinking, like, yeah, just do that. And it just does it. What I love about Celeste, like, you can actually tell as you get better. And what was that? Celeste is such a fun game for me. I enjoy single player games like this where the challenge is just beating something. There's always something harder to do. One minute and 11 seconds left to beat the room, or I end stream. 1 minute and 5 seconds. $60 seconds left. Okay, well, lock in. One more good attempt. I can do this. That was not what I meant by one more good attempt. I meant this attempt, actually. And by that I meant this. This is probably the worst singular minute of gameplay I've ever done. So annoying when that happens. Okay. Last attempt. Let's go. Let's beat the room right here. Never mind. Okay, well that's gonna be it for now. I'll probably come back and I might stream a bit more late today. I guess we'll see how that goes, but yeah, for now, GG everyone. Have an incredible